Hello and welcome to Table for Five with no reservations. Take a seat at the table for a fresh, sweet, salty, tart, and pleasantly bitter conversation.
Thank you for taking a seat at the table. Tonight we're going to be talking about Mother's Day. It's a special episode this week with Mother's Day coming around the corner. And we are so glad you're with us. Tonight we have Jen Dunn from Vancouver, British Columbia.
Hello.
Rachel Flanagan from St. Paul, Minnesota.
Hey, everybody.
Kim McIsaac from Boston, Massachusetts.
Hello.
And Jamie Ramos from Denver, Colorado.
Hi.
And Tabitha Cabrera, me, from Phoenix, Arizona. So we wanted to just start out the episode by saying thank you to all the moms out there. We're so glad you're listening. And you found our podcast in whatever fashion that looks like for you. If you're a stepmom, if you're a adoptive parent, if you're a birth parent, if you're a mom in any way, shape, or form, we just want to say we are so glad you're here and happy Mother's Day to you. We wanted to talk a little bit about the uncommon in Mother's Day, stuff that you don't find necessarily in a Mother's Day card down that beautiful pink aisle next to all the Mother's Day flowers and balloons. So Jen, do you want to start out with your feelings on Mother's Day?
A loaded question. Hello, everybody. First, happy Mother's Day to my mom. She's a great mom, but we'll talk about that later. Mother's Day is tough for me. It's a tough holiday for me, and not for reasons of a gift purpose or anything. It's a tough day. My daughter has autism. It's tough for me because she doesn't understand the day. So for a long time, I wished I could hear her say the words, Happy Mother's Day. Now she can say the words, but you would have to prompt her because they don't have any meaning to her. So I struggle on that day. It's a sad day for me.
And has it changed over the years? Like when she was little, did it feel differently or?
Yes. I don't know. I think it's such a, like all holidays. I mean, getting on social media is hard, seeing my friends and all that, all the stuff that comes with Mother's Day. It's just hard. But when she was little, I think it was actually harder than it is now. Yeah. It's not my favorite day.
What about you, Rachel?
There was this poem or post that I had read several years ago when we were in adoption process for the 10th year or something. And I can't remember who it's by specifically, but it talks about how there are people in Mother's Day, on Mother's Day, surrounding Mother's Day that are yearning to be moms. And that there are people within strained relationships with their moms, and that there are moms that have lost children and people that have lost their moms. And, it's tough stuff. As an adopted person, I thought about my birth mom on Mother's Day as well as my mom and hoped that someone was celebrating her. I later learned that she had 2 other children, and I'm certain that they did lots of celebrating the day with her. It was a hard thing. I mean, I am saying for at least 8 years, we had a nursery in our house, an empty damn nursery. And I'll tell you, from that Friday after work to probably Tuesday after Mother's Day, that door was shut. I don't want to be a part of it. I lived away from my mom for some years. And so that's hard because then my siblings are gathering and they're doing that thing. And I was out west and I was not momming. And I don't know, it's complicated for me. My mom died last year, the weekend before Mother's Day. And my birth mom died when I was 16, but I didn't find out until I was 19. It's loaded and getting harder. It's getting harder. I will say one of the cool things that my family does in and around Mother's Day is we celebrate Birth Mother's Day. And that's the Saturday prior to Mother's Day. And so we try and talk about her and how lucky we are to have Celie and how amazing it is that we can send out love to her, and we buy her flowers and make her a card and we read it on the internet.
No, I love that. What about you, Jamie?
So for me, I definitely can relate to Jen in that my son, holidays are always really hard for me with him. Up until pretty recently, he gets Christmas, he gets the idea of Christmas, even though he's overwhelmed by it. But I actually never really thought about that on Mother's Day. I wasn't like, oh, my son doesn't really understand. And that's just for me, Mother's Day was never a huge thing. Sorry, Mom, that sounds awful. But my mom has never been like the person to make a big deal out of things. Like she's never been that person that makes it all about her, or we always got her gifts and things like that, but she always just accepted them, even though it was probably like a scribble on a piece of paper. So my mom's amazing. And for me, especially the last few years, like we're busy splitting Mother's Day between my mom and my mother-in-law. So usually I'm like, honey, give me a massage and some food, some sort of food, and I'm good. So my son not really understanding that wasn't as big of a deal to me as like Halloween and Christmas, the holidays that children are supposed to enjoy more. Those affected me a lot more than Mother's Day. But I can definitely relate to that with Jen, like with those moments where you're like, oh, you just don't even get this. I also have many people in my life, sorry, who have lost children.
Oh my God.
I have
good girl.
my cousin who's very close to me. She's lost children with miscarriage and shortly after birth or months into being a newborn. And I know for her, she has children now and she has stepchildren. And I know she celebrates the holiday anyway, but I know for her, she's also thinking about those children she's lost, and also close people to me who have miscarried. And I know it's just a hard day for them. And it breaks my heart because whether or not you are really into Mother's Day, just the fact that it's there and everyone's posting pictures of them and their mom, like, which we all do. And I think it's great, but it's that same thing with autism in our lives. Like we see all these posts of kids our children's age succeeding at things. And you don't want to be like, you're not allowed to post that. And you're excited for that person, but it still stings. And I know it stings for them. So can be a hard day for a lot of people.
I think I'm kind of in the realm of Rachel with Mother's Day as like a child, before I had kids. My family life is very complicated, and I always felt like there was some kind of asterisk when it came to my relationships with people in my life. I definitely did not have the 2-parent household type of situation. And it always seemed to be something you're trying to figure out as it is going on. So when you're a kid, trying to understand these holidays and the way that they function when you don't really know titles and what they are, I didn't have a clear, you're adopted situation, or this is why your birth mom's at this point in your life not part of your life type of thing. So it was always a muddied water and not necessarily just my story to tell, which is kind of why I'm a little bit protective about what I say about my childhood and how it was. But for me, there's always this kind of shadowed, not that anyone put on me. I mean, I had lovely people in my life who love and care about me. I had a great, amazing mom who I wrote about, Anne, who still is a big part of my life and took care of me and all of that stuff. But it always was layered and complicated, even as a child. It's just those kind of things seem pretty heavy. And then, my kids are young, so I don't think I've really had too much of those feelings of they don't know about Mother's Day at this point. Luckily, we've had good programs that Nixon was in for school and stuff that would send things home for Mother's Day that they made there. I haven't had those real feelings of like they don't know about Mother's Day. But I do think that as time goes on, if you want them to be excited about celebrating you, it's kind of a weird thing because moms, I think, were like, oh, it's fine. I don't have to feel sad about not getting a gift, or I don't, we always like put ourselves kind of on the back end of things and are like, it's okay, it's no problem. But for right now, I don't really have those feelings about sadness. I'm kind of with you, Jamie. It's more around kid holidays, like, or things that I think should go a certain way and they don't. But Mother's Day is not one of those for me. What about you, Kim?
I guess there's a little bit of mixed feelings with Mother's Day. It's not something we just have a lot of weight on here in general. I think I get more annoyed when my typical kids don't recognize Mother's Day. Like I don't expect Alyssa to, and I'm sure it's because I have her and I have typical kids. I have a son who's older than her. He was able to do like bring home the fun things and be excited. And I don't know, it's just not one of those things that, of course, like sometimes I get a little depressed when like my other kids that know about Mother's Day, like go off and like don't remember to like call on Mother's Day, don't get me anything. And let me be clear, I don't really care about a gift. I'm not a materialistic person, but when they don't even recognize you and they're like off with like their aunt, and I'm like, gave birth to you over here, like, but
I birthed you as a 10-pound baby. You better give me a card.
Exactly. But But Alyssa
Bring me a
was
coffee, caramel swirl.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just, we don't really make a big deal of it. Like, sometimes my husband will get me stuff, sometimes he doesn't. It's just kind of, I don't know, one of those things. I mean, this year is a little hard because my mom has Alzheimer's. And this is the first year that she has no understanding of Alzheimer's. I mean, there's a running thread with her and Alyssa now, it seems. And if I said Happy Mother's Day, she'd forget 5 minutes later that it was Mother's Day. That's kind of a newer thing. Last year, she was a lot better. You know, she still obviously had the Alzheimer's, but it wasn't as progressed. So that, you know, that's kind of a little hard. I'm just not really one to put things on like date. I'm not sad when it's the 1 year anniversary of my father's death. I'm sad when I think about my dad. I don't know. That's just not how I am. Like Jen mentioned earlier before, like, of course, having typical kids, I still get that. You know, they still got to bring me stuff home and be excited. And Alyssa's brought me great gifts from school too. So like, obviously, you know, when you have a couple of them swarming you, it's not, I don't think the sting is as bad when you have, plus like I didn't have social media when she was younger. So like, I didn't really have to see what, you know.
I thought like we proposed to our listeners, like what they wanted for Mother's Day. And I was expecting to get, you know, funny things. Like I got this terrible gift from my husband in the past. And it was actually, a lot of them were really kind of some of the things we're talking about. Was it Lisa Martin who said that she wanted her child to say, I love you, mommy, for the first time, her 5-year-old. She's never heard that before. So that's what she wanted for Mother's Day. You know, there was Rena who said she wanted another day with her mom, to be able to spend another day with her mom. A lot of moms said they want more sleep. So a lot of sleep for all the
Who is the gal that summed it up like a coffee massage and
the autism ride.
What'd she say?
She said she wants sleep, no chores, and chocolate.
Hello.
And then above typical on Instagram, she said, my son to have a really good few hours without me so I can hang on the boat with a drink.
Monica said, I would love to have a few hours alone. I haven't been alone in over 2 years. The stress of aggression and sleepless nights have me mentally and physically exhausted. I love my son more than you could ever imagine, but I need a minute for me.
I think moms, the running theme is that moms want some free time and they want to be able to sleep in for Mother's Day.
I just wanted to tell you guys the funniest story because I was doing a little bit of Google searching about the best gifts to give your wife on Mother's Day, or your, you know, that moms are asking for. I did find 21 things that are the worst gifts, which, as you guys know, we sent that link around a little bit earlier today, and most of us thought that about 10 of them would be fantastic. So I wondered if I could read these and see what our listeners thought. 21 terrible Mother's Day gifts: diet or fitness products, wrinkle cream, roses, a new pet. That one just like stops it for me. That's terrible.
Yeah.
We got you a puppy.
Wrinkle cream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I'm like, seriously, if I could spend $60 on the thing that I wanted for my face and feel guilt-free about it, I don't know. I'd get the ring cream.
That's what I got my mom for Christmas. She asked for it though.
Yeah.
Because it's expensive. So
Yeah.
I'd
someone
love
else
someone
buying
to
it for you.
buy me a treadmill.
Yeah.
I mean, one.
Okay. So then this goes on to say cleaning equipment, bath stuff, potpourri, kitchen appliances, perfume, snarky signs, things that remind her of her mother, a self-help book, a gift card or certificate, money, clothes, an empty photo frame, a really big painting, wine and food pairing, candles, something for you, and a mix CD. So we really think like at least 10 of those are awesome, spot on things that I'd order myself.
Money? Give me
Buy me
money.
a self-help book and you're going to need some help.
Okay, that's not great.
Money talks.
Yeah.
I would
Gift
take
cards.
a kitchen appliance any day.
Yes, me too. I was like, hello,
A
kitchen
good
appliance.
one.
Hello,
Okay,
air
right?
fryer.
Pull it.
I know. I'm like, I just bought myself an air fryer and
I
it was
could
a
really use a
fabulous
refrigerator.
purchase.
Just saying.
Yeah.
And I want one of those vacuums that just does itself.
Yes.
And
The
then I would,
Roomba.
yes,
Yes.
I'd call it Rosie from the Jetsons. One of my
So
friends-
here's the thing is women want kitchen appliances. We don't want spatulas or pot holders
Yeah.
or
That say best mom. Save those.
something
Save
like
your
that.
pot holders.
It
I don't know,
has
you
to
guys.
be, $50 or more if you're in the kitchen department.
Get me
If you're
one of
gonna
those
get me something
refrigerators.
for the kitchen, splurge.
We're in the kitchen department.
Get me one of those
I love-
refrigerator that like tells you what you need to buy.
Yes.
$1,000.
Oh, that would
I'll
be
just be happy
amazing.
with one that has an ice maker. Like I'm not even that picky.
Yeah. I would
Well,
like mine to be
like
called an
Pacific-
ice maker.
And a mix CD, are you kidding me? Dreams
Yeah.
do come true. You guys might get one of those in the mail at some point. I've mailed many a mix CD. Nick and I used to make a Christmas duo CDs that we would mail out as our Christmas cards for numerous years.
That does
with
make
our-
you cooler than me. I just want to let you know. And I still do have a 6-disc changer in that Buick.
Well, you're getting a mix CD.
Yes.
Might be for Mother's Day. We don't know.
Okay, so
To be
here's
determined.
the
Also,
other thing that I found that like made me die laughing. This is on fatherly.com and it was published April 1st. One of the little stories that came in, these are again, worst ever Mother's Day gifts. This guy or this lady says this. He and the kids made me breakfast in bed. It gave me food poisoning. We think it was the spinach they used. At the time, I was in agonizing pain and stuck in the bathroom for hours at a time. So I just kept cursing them out to myself. But it was a sweet gesture. Breakfast in bed is pretty standard Mother's Day gift. So at least they made theirs stand out. Says Lisa, age 42 from California.
Lisa, that sounds like a terrible Mother's Day.
Sure
I'm
does.
sorry for your breakfast in bed, Lisa.
I would demand a do-over. I don't know.
Breakfast in bed, lunch in
I'd
the
be like,
bathroom.
next week is Mother's Day again. Try again.
Yes. I will say that a lot of the responses, here's some good Mother's Day gift ideas. Book her a hotel that she can stay in by herself.
Hello.
And order in room service.
Mhm.
/ watch whatever she wants on the TV. Go to bed at whatever time she wants because she can sleep in the morning because her kids aren't going to wake her up. And she doesn't have to conversate with you in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that sounds like an idea for Mother's Day gift for whomever wants to give it to their
And
wife.
if you'd like to know specifics, please feel free.
Next year, we'll be podcasting from the Hilton in various cities across the US and Canada.
Yes. Yes. What is your ideal gift that you would want for Mother's Day, ladies? I clearly already stated mine. I love my family, my children, but I just, quiet. Quiet would be awesome. There's no free time. There's no personal time. Put it out there. What do you want for Mother's Day?
So I decided based off of Tab's recommendation about this hotel that I would couple it with keeping my kid with me so that I didn't have to wonder because we're in like a place of hard where I'd rather not wonder. I'd rather just be managing it. I was thinking we could go back to that swim hotel that's near our house, get her good and exhausted, give her medication, go in the front room and just be at a hotel, like chilling like a villain in the other room. Hotel with a suite. That's my answer.
Oh, yes, Jamie.
So for me, usually for gifts and stuff, I like experiences. So like for my birthday
too.
one year, we went to like a peach festival. We usually go to a concert, stuff like that. And this year, obviously that's hard with COVID, but I think specifically this year because of COVID, like I would like just to go out to eat or go to a movie, like do something I used to do back in the day, pre-pandemic, anything like that. But something like just do this on your own. Like you can go get any clothes you want, or you can just take a nap and I'll order Chinese food, anything like
Go
that.
to the movies by yourself
Yes, I want to go to the movies by myself.
and eat. Yes. What about you, Kim?
I already told my whole family tonight what I want. I want a gift certificate for a facial because I've never had a facial.
Oh, facials are amazing.
I know you were just saying that the other day.
I love facials.
I had to be very clear about the gift certificate part. I'm not going to take money to get a facial. Like I just would never do it because I'm like, I just think about the money and I'd be like, no. So that's why it's like, for me, it's like it's almost like just using this day as like an excuse to, to get it. Cause I do not like to spend money on myself. That's the last thing that, I don't know why it's like an issue that I have.
I have that issue too.
Same.
My husband does not have that issue. I want my hair done and I want a family picture of all my kids, a professional picture.
Oh, I asked for that too. Family picture.
I was like, you don't have to have it all by Sunday, but that's what I want. I feel like Oh, okay.
Yeah, or write in the card that you plan on getting me this.
We have never had professional pitches done since Clock's Trading Post, where they like dressed up in the old time clothes, and that was just like a miracle.
What about you, Jen? What do you want for Mother's Day?
I don't want anything. I mean, I might have mentioned it earlier. Gifts were never, there's usually a little blue box or flowers or a gift card for a mani and pedi. That's always I don't know. I don't really want anything. I just want to I do want something. I want a peaceful day, and I want to spend it with her and enjoy it and not have a bad day. Yeah, just a peaceful day.
Yeah, I think it's interesting with Mother's Day because I think we feel like we want to let our family know that they're doing a good job with celebrating us. Right. And so I don't know, I feel guilty for saying I want to be away from my family for Mother's Day, but in the landscape of where my life is right now, I feel like personal time is zero. There's none. There's no time alone ever. I grind in the morning, I go to work, I grind at night. That's it. So I think asking for what you really want for Mother's Day, ladies out there in the world listening to our podcast, you should do it. Write down what you actually want for Mother's Day. Give your family a hint on what you're truly wanting in your heart of hearts that they can get you.
Oh, so no hint. Tell them straight out.
Just tell them straight out. Yes.
My family does not take hints.
Don't beat around the bush.
This is what I want. It was adorable when they were little. They brought home like handprints and all these creative little cute gifts. Loved that. Now they're older. Now I'm going to tell you what I want. You guys can all pitch in.
Get it together.
Father,
help your father. Yeah, get it together.
And when you leave them to their own, they don't give you what you want. My kids give me depression. Because they just like, bye, we're going out. And I'm like, hello, does anyone remember that it's Mother's Day? So now I give them the reminder. I mean, even if they just get me the picture, that will be like awesome.
Yeah.
They get a few reminders.
Well, I think that's
have
sweet.
To be there and like get aggravated by them not cooperating with the picture. That's like a priceless gift, right?
Well, that's the thing too, is like you want the family photo, and you don't want anyone complaining about it. Everyone better have smiles on their face.
Sure not.
So that's Mother's Day, wrapping it up. A little bit of the serious, a little bit of the funny. That's what you get with us here at this podcast. Happy Mother's Day to all you lovely ladies out there, and we will catch you next time.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us at the table for our special Mother's Day episode. If you are enjoying the Table for 5 No Reservations podcast, please remember to rate and review us wherever you're listening. Not only does that help get our podcast out to more listeners, we also love hearing your stories and how much you enjoy the podcast. To find out more, visit facebook.com/Table for 5podcast. And we have series 3 coming very soon. We can't wait to sit with you again.